Okay. So we had started with respiration and we had been discussing about the mechanism of respiration. The first thing
Yes.
completed was the human respiratory system. You are very well aware about that. Okay.
Yes, yes.
After completing about that, we had discussed about the mechanism in which there are mainly 4 steps. Okay. The first one was breathing.
Breathing.
Right. You recollect this properly?
Yes.
Okay.
Inspiration, expiration.
Correct. We had discussed about breathing. Okay.
Yes.
That was the first step. Right.
Hmm.
And then after that was first was breathing followed by external respiration.
External respiration.
These two we
Yeah.
have completed. Okay.
Hmm.
Now we have to discuss internal respiration followed by cellular respiration.
Yes.
Now cellular respiration is something we have already learned in your 10th standard as well as in your 11th standard. You remember all the steps of respiration inside the cell. You remember glycolysis, Krebs cycle, ETS. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a part of cellular respiration. So the major thing that we have to learn today is internal respiration. Okay. So before coming to that, external respiration, exchange of gases ho chuka hai. You remember very well how the exchange of gases takes place in the alveolus.
Alveoli.
How
Yes.
many alveoli do we have? What's the number of alveoli do we have? Quickly.
700 million.
Correct. Right. So this was one of them. And there is a blood capillary. I told you about pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein.
Pulmonary, yes, correct.
The blood comes from the heart, the lungs purify it, there is exchange of gases, and the deoxygenated blood with the carbon dioxide is given to the alveolus, and carbon dioxide goes in the reverse pathway of respiration, which we give out as exhalation.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there are certain terms that you have to understand first, which is associated with pulmonary volumes and capacities. Okay. See, first of all is lung volumes. Okay. All these terms are very important. Their meanings and the capacities are given. You have to learn them. Okay. So the first one is something called tidal volume, also called TV, the abbreviation.
TV. Okay, got it.
Okay, now what is tidal volume? It's like when you are normally breathing. Okay, I'm talking normally, not forceful breathing. So the amount of air that you inhale or you exhale during normal inspiration and normal expiration, that is called tidal volume.
Oh.
And it is about 500 ml, remember it, considering a normal adult human being.
What? Okay, got it.
Yes,
Yes.
because it will differ no, for small children or maybe some aged people or
Oh,
people who are
right.
not well. So that's why these values are given for normal, healthy adult humans.
Yes.
Okay. Then there is something called inspiratory reserve volume, also called IRV. Okay. What is this IRV now? When you inhale, okay, when you inhale, there is a normal amount of air which you take in. But if you inhale forcefully, beyond your limits, very strong inhalation, so there is a more amount of air that you can inhale.
Yes, correct.
Stretch your inhalation to certain limit. So in that case, when you inhale very forcefully, the amount of air which you can take in while breathing, that is called IRV, inspiratory reserve volume.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Under normal conditions, you breathe 500 ml, but if you breathe in forcefully, it can be around 2000 to 3000
Oh
ml.
no. Okay, got it. Yeah.
You can swell yourself like a balloon, we can say.
Okay, got it.
Then there is something called expiratory reserve volume, ERV.
This is the opposite of inspiration.
Correct.
Inspiratory reserve volume.
Correct. That means the maximum amount of air that you can forcefully throw out during exhalation. So that can be around 1000 to 1100 ml. Remember the values.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Then there is something called as dead space, DS.
Dead space.
Yes. Dead space means, see, we have the respiratory system starting from the nostrils. The nostrils, the nasal chambers, the pharynx, larynx, right? Bronchi, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, lungs, alveoli.
Yes.
So in
Yeah.
all these spaces, normally the air that you take in while breathing goes all the way to the alveolus, and there is exchange of gases with the blood.
Correct.
But besides that, अपने पूरे respiratory system में there are some spaces, that means in the trachea, maybe in the larynx or the pharynx or bronchioles, some air is always just left out here and there, which is not involved in the exchange of gases.
Huh?
It's not collapsible, ना? कि जब सांस नहीं ले
Okay,
रहे तो
yes,
वो
correct.
collapse हो गया.
Yes.
Got it? So the amount of air that is not involved in the exchange of gases, that is called dead space. It is around 150 ml. So at any
So
given
can you explain
time,
again?
yeah, at any given time, okay, in a normal situation, in your respiratory tract,
Okay.
which is from the nose to the ends of the bronchioles.
Yes.
Okay, nose से लेकर bronchioles तक. There is some amount of air which is present in parts, you can say. जो मतलब transport नहीं कर रहा, it is just present over there and it is not involved in the exchange of gases.
Oh, wow. How?
उसको dead space बोलते हैं.
Okay, got it.
That's called as dead space.
Dead space.
Okay.
Okay.
Then
Yeah. Next.
something called residual volume, RV.
Residual volume.
Yes. Okay. Now, when you see our lungs, they are like balloons. Correct. So when you forcefully exhale out, maximum expiration, there is some amount of air that still remains in the lungs.
Correct.
Lungs are ऐसा नहीं कि पूरा पिचक जाता है ना lungs. It is normal situation. It will contract, but it will not collapse completely and become like a paper.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And there is some air in the dead space also that we saw. ये सब मिलाकर the volume would be called as the residual volume.
Oh no.
So it is
Okay,
around 1100 to 1200 ml.
Sir, एक मिनट. Our residual volume और expiratory reserve volume में क्या difference है?
Expiratory reserve volume means the maximum amount of air which you can exhale out forcefully.
Yes, correct.
Okay, but after you forcefully exhale out, the amount of air that remains in the lungs and the dead space, that is residual volume.
Oh,
That's
okay,
the
got it.
difference.
Yes, I got it.
So ये सब जो volumes थे, they are called the lung volumes.
Okay, got it.
Now there is something called lung capacities. Okay, two headings. So lung capacities. Now what is this? Total lung capacity. Okay, that means the maximum amount of air which your lungs can hold after there is a forceful inspiration. You breathe in fully, maximum. Okay, so your lung capacity is called as total lung capacity. So imagine your lungs can hold up to 5,200 to 5,800 ml of air. Almost around 5 to 5.5 liters. इतना हवा अपने lungs में रह सकता है. That's a capacity, but it doesn't go to that level every time. That's called total lung capacity.
Yes, correct.
Okay, that is the first one. Second one is something called vital capacity, VC. Okay, it's like this is the sum total of what is this? TV tidal volume.
Tidal volume,
inspiratory reserve volume and expiratory reserve volume. ये तीनों के वैल्यूज को ऐड करके जो अमाउंट बनेगा दैट इज कॉल्ड वाइटल.
What?
Yes. It's like you do maximum inhalation or inspiration and then what is the amount of air which you can breathe out.
Wait, I'm confused. वो तो DC है ना?
नहीं वो डेड स्पेस है, that is different. Just
No,
hold on.
sorry. वो तो residual volume है ना?
Yeah. Supriya,
You
just hold
just
on.
said.
Just hold on a second. Yeah. See this. Vital capacity means, okay, you do some maximum inspiration. Breathe in fully, as much as you can. Okay, don't do it now. Relax. Okay. After you do maximum inspiration, what is the maximum amount of air that can be given out in expiration? After you do maximum inspiration, what is the amount of air which you can breathe out? That's your vital capacity. So it is around this much, approximately 4 to 4.5 liters. Are you getting? You're confused?
I'm confused.
Yeah, there are many of these terms. Okay.
So wait.
Okay.
What is the difference between ERV and vital
capacity? See, in ERV, what are we doing? You breathe in normally.
Yes.
And then you exhale out forcefully.
Yes.
So what is the amount of air which you are able to exhale out forcefully after a normal breathing? That is ERV.
Oh.
What is vital capacity? You breathe in forcefully, maximum. And then what is the amount of air which you are able to breathe out?
Got it.
Now the confusion is clear.
Clear.
Okay. That is vital capacity. So all these terms you have to learn properly. Okay?
Yes.
And with their respective volumes. It's very important. Okay. So let's go ahead. That finishes with external respiration completely. Okay. And the next one is now internal respiration. Now this is a very, very technical one. Okay. Observe carefully, pay attention. There are some details I think which may not be required for you, but because it is included, we'll just take a look once. Okay. See, in external respiration, as we have seen, okay, there is exchange of gases from the air into the blood. Correct? So the most important thing that here you have to remember is blood, which we are going to learn in circulatory system also, is responsible for transport of respiratory gases. Blood is the one that is carrying oxygen.
Yes.
Blood is the one that is carrying carbon dioxide.
Yes.
Okay. Then when we will study about the blood, we will see that there are certain cells in the blood. We call them as blood cells. There are 3 types of cells in the blood. We have RBCs, we have WBCs, and we have platelets.
C. Okay, got it.
Okay, RBCs, red blood corpuscles, white blood corpuscles, and the platelets. Those details we'll see that later. For now, just to remember that the RBCs in the blood, they are the ones which are responsible for carrying these gases.
Oh.
RBCs are the cells present in the blood, the fluid.
Yes.
Okay, and they are the ones responsible for carrying these gases. Along with RBCs, the liquid part of the blood also contains blood plasma.
Oh, I know that. Yes.
The liquid part also contains blood plasma. So that is also responsible for carrying the gases. It's like, for example, from the alveolus, oxygen is going into the blood in the RBC. These cells which are shown, they are the RBCs. They have a typical shape. The RBCs have a typical shape. It's called circular biconcave. That's the shape of RBC. Circular biconcave means imagine a medu vada.
Okay, got it. वो तो circle हो गया ना?
Circular biconcave. बीच में ऐसा gap होता है ना? Not a gap, but a depression. So that's a circular biconcave. वैसा shape होता है RBC का. So RBC के अंदर there is a red colored pigment present. What is it called?
Red blood cell.
Why they are red in color?
Blood.
Why the blood is red in color? It is because of a pigment. Which pigment?
I know this.
Yes. Something with the letter H.